Hello and welcome back to the final part of Now We're Talking with me, Paul Davis, and my guests today, Stephen Woods and Daniel Matthews, as we ask what the tweet. So, can you identify the trending story from the following tweets? So, here's your first one. What illicit drama had many reaching for the volume, with one Twitter user writing, "Suppose the inaudible mumbling is all part of the total entertainment experience, as they call it in Teleland."
Did we touch on this earlier? Inaudible mumbling is ringing a bell here. I think we've touched on this. Is this Meryl Streep again?
No.
Or Golden Globe?
Is this to do with Big Brother or anything like that?
No. There was a drama, a brand new drama on Saturday night on the BBC, which caused a number of complaints because of some mumbling.
I don't even remember Saturday evening.
Was it that good or that bad?
I don't remember.
Right, well, you're not going to get it, are you?
No.
You're not going to get it. Okay, this was the show Taboo with Tom Hardy. I don't know if you've seen the trailers.
I have.
It's well, I saw the trailers and I thought, I'm watching that. I'm watching that. Yes, so there's a lot of complaints about inaudible sounds, a lot of mumbling that took place. The BBC have got a lot of complaints over the years about mumbling. Certainly, I don't know if you remember Jamaica Inn, which was on a couple of years ago, where the cast could not be heard.
So there were sound issues.
Yeah, complete sound issues.
Well, BBC have done this differently with, do you remember Wolf Hall, the series?
Yes.
I loved that series, but it was very dark, and they got a lot of complaints saying it's very dark. But they'd recorded it with candlelight, hadn't they? So it was natural light. I know it's a different issue, but they seem to have a history of people coming in saying, well, that's not quite right. They can't get it right all the time, surely.
Do you think it's to do with you know, setting the kind of scene, that it's moody, it's dark?
Oh, so it was intentional to have a low sound.
Yeah, it was quite intentional to have this kind of mumbling. Tom Hardy was playing
maybe they say that now. Maybe they're saying, oh, we did it on
I keep thinking my telly's faulty in that sound up.
But Tom Hardy got very similar complaints when he played Bane in Batman.
Yeah.
Do you think who here would actually walk up to Tom Hardy and say, "I'm sorry, you're going to have to speak better"?
I'd walk up and say anything. He's lovely.
I think I join you there.
But no, you wouldn't go, because he's a massive A-lister, isn't he? If the BBC are going, we want you to be on our little network, they're not going to be calling him this, that and the other, are they? Just say, all right, Tom, you do what you think's best.
Do you think it's a fashionable thing now, like you were saying, to film by candlelight? It's quite dark, people can't make out what's going on.
They're always looking for new angles when they film something. They want to do it in a different way that's not been done before. Try and be that little bit more arty. So you're always going to get people trying new things.
Doesn't always work.
Some of this different. No, and obviously by this, it's not words.
Anyway, this is the brand new Saturday drama from the BBC, featuring a stellar cast, beautiful locations and incoherent sounds. Viewers complained that Tom Hardy was merely mumbling in some scenes and that the lighting was so dim it was hard to see what was happening. One Twitter user asked, is it taboo to need the subtitles on? Despite some complaints, a lavish stage production is already in the works, where actors will whisper their lines through brick walls with the audience sitting in complete darkness. Now, let's get to our next question. You got 2.5 points, I think, so far, which isn't too bad. Isn't too bad.
No one's counting.
Well, I am.
It's a good job you're here.
Right. So, how did one man find himself in Australia with one commenter asking, "Got to make clear it's a bromance, I mean, otherwise kissing another man is gay, right?"
I think I know this one. I think I'm looking for another point here.
Okay.
This was Ryan Reynolds, wasn't it, kissing someone? Is this right? No, this is another gay kiss story.
No, it was a bromance that took place on Facebook. These two guys met in Australia. Don't know if that's jogging any...
No, I must have missed this one. No point.
Right, okay, well this is the news that a guy called Sam Mitchell met another guy called Sam Mitchell on Facebook, decided that they wanted to meet up and get together. One lived in Australia, one lived in London, so the guy in Australia and his friends got together, put some money together and flew him out for New Year's Eve, where they shared a kiss.
An expensive exercise, isn't it, just for a pack?
Well, it depends how good the kiss was. It might have been really good.
Well, there's a photograph of the kiss. It was quite, man on man, but, straight action.
Yeah.
Very straight action. Do you think it's nice to hear these kinds of stories when we get a lot of, the NHS, we're getting a lot of politics? Is it good to make sure that we get
a bit of lightheartedness and stuff like that? Oh, it's important, yeah. Rather than being, we'd all be depressed all the time and stuff like that. So it's a nice bright story, isn't it? It's something different.
Yeah, you don't always want doom and gloom, do you? Hearing about two fellas that just got together across the world, it's just nice, isn't it?
Have you ever been tempted to find someone with the same name, or even Google yourself? Have you Googled yourself?
Only if I've said something wrong. I'm just worried about it.
How often are you doing that?
No, I never say anything wrong.
Have you, Danielle?
I think I have a while ago, and I think I remember being disappointed that I was nowhere. I couldn't find myself, and I was like, oh. But that was some time ago. So
well, you need to try again with this book coming out. Have you ever thought about going off somewhere to find yourself in a kind of spiritual manner? Is that something that you would do, Stephen? You look like
I'm not one for going out. I like to go on adventures with my partner. I like to go to a place like Thailand and Brazil and things like that. But
I'm the same. I'm looking at potentially going to Annapurna, Nepal maybe next year. Like doing not like a finding myself.
Sounds
venture,
like a bit energetic for my liking.
Yeah, you can't beat a big adventure.
Up the Himalayas and stuff like that. Yeah.
I'll be a bit tired, I think, after, but it'll probably be worth it.
What do you make of people going off on these adventures to find themselves? Is it all nonsense, or is it something that we do it naturally?
Yeah.
Do we do that naturally?
Yeah, I think a change of scenery, they say a change is as good as the rest.
Well, a bit of travel and discover some unknown places, and that's fantastic.
New cultures and new experiences, new people. Yeah, there's something to be said.
Because it's an eye-opener, isn't it, to see how the rest of the world actually are. So different to us.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you make of these two guys that met up? Do you think it's something that blokes will do on a whim? Because apparently they just got drunk, and they just bought the plane tickets on the whim. Do you think that's something that women... Would you do that yourself?
Just meet someone... Probably, yeah. Probably I would. I just think, why not? Why not? You've got to take the chance, haven't you? How
about you? Is this something that you would take a chance on?
Well, if they bought me airfare and paid for my hotel, I'd consider it.
For the holiday, why not?
Yeah. Anyway, this is the namesake bromance. Social media was awash with delight when London Sam Mitchell met an Australian Sam Mitchell at a New Year's party. The online bromance that blossomed between two men who shared the same name started with a Facebook message. 4 hours later, the Australian and his friends pooled their money to buy the London man a ticket from Victoria to Tasmania. The new friends began their meeting with the Sam Mitchell Olympics before sharing a kiss to mark 2017. Writing about the meeting, pop culture website Pedestrian said, "We don't reckon the internet will get any better over the next 12 months. Okay, so 2.5 points still so far.
Yeah, we didn't get that one.
You got one last chance. So I think you might get this one.
Fingers crossed.
Who sent a £325 invoice that led to one Twitter user saying, "I'm sorry, but this time I totally agree with Piers Morgan"? I know, shocking statement.
I know, yeah, it's a bit hard to believe anyone would agree.
Well, don't forget, he's good mates with Donald Trump.
Oh, that says it all, doesn't it?
I'm his bestie on Facebook.
As for this, though, I think I'm going to be pointless.
So is it anything to do with Donald Trump?
Nothing to do with Donald Trump. This was a mother who sent an invoice to another mother for £325. Is that ringing any bells?
It's ringing a far distant bell.
Far distant. Is it going to get any closer?
£320, did you say?
£325 invoice.
To another mum.
No, you'll have to...
illuminate us.
Yes.
Okay. Well, this came after a play date where one mother sent her daughter off wearing a pair of shoes costing £325. And during the play date, the children had drawn on the shoes, which led to the mother sending a complaint and an invoice to the other mother. What do you make of it?
Why would you put your kids in £320 shoes? If you're as a child, all you do is get mucky, isn't it? All you do is get mucky, you take off your shoes, you throw them around. 320 quid.
That's obscene. There should be a limit on what you can spend on children's shoes.
Maximum shoes.
Yeah, okay.
20 quid.
Well, wait for it. This 3-year-old daughter has 60 pairs of shoes. you know, with some of them costing £325.
Oh, I'd call in social services.
Take that child away. So, okay, Piers Morgan, he does, you know, ruffle a few feathers. Do you think he was right to call her irresponsible? Because she actually said that he actually called her the worst mother. You know, was he going too far?
He's always going a bit far, isn't he? He just likes to come out with things that shock people and offend people. Not the worst mother by any means. It's probably has a bit too much money on her hands, mother. Thinks that buying shoes is the best thing, but...
Well, a lot of people on social media seem to agree with him on this.
Well, I don't think it's a good example for your child, is it? Shower them with gifts and expensive footwear and that's 60 pairs of shoes for a child.
I suppose it's scale, isn't it? Everyone spoils the children to some degree, but if you've got that much and you're spoiling them that much...
I think I'm with Piers Morgan on that one, actually. Yeah.
Controversial.
But he does sometimes get it right. Do you remember the interview about gun control in America? And a lot of people say, oh, I don't like this, but I'm actually on the side of Piers Morgan here. Why do we love to hate people like Piers Morgan? And, you know, is it something that we just, oh, he said something, we're immediately going to destroy him?
I suppose it's the Katie Hopkins argument, isn't it? It's exactly the same thing. They both are sort of the similar characters, aren't they?
Well, they say things for reaction, and it doesn't matter. They'll have a go at anyone. They're not scared of... They don't say, oh, well, we'll just have a go at Labour people or Conservative people. They'll literally have a go at everyone. And so you're going to upset people from every corner then, aren't you?
Now, I know we've talked about this before, a couple of weeks back. Do you think Katie Hopkins should be seen as a political commentator, or is she just an entertainer?
Well, she entertains me.
I think she entertains everyone.
So it's using the word entertainers. I'm not entertained by her, but she's providing potentially an entertainment service. I don't find her entertaining, but...
Anyway, this is the news that Piers Morgan reduced a mother to tears during a live TV interview. Morgan dubbed Sarah Louise Bryan as the worst parent after she invoiced another mother when her daughter's shoes for $325 were damaged on a play date. After revealing that she had bought her 3-year-old 60 pairs of shoes, social media were quick to brand the mother as irresponsible. Some are fearing that the girl will grow up to be a little princess, or at least Imelda Marcos. Now, that's all the time we've got for this section. Join us again next week for another show. See you then.